Hello, group one. It is the SunSage. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to your next pick a card, which is messages from your person. What do they really want to say to you at this time? So this can be a reading that's insightful for for those of you going through some sort of misunderstanding, miscommunication, no communication. You can also be with your person and you feel like there's things they are not saying. So this can come through as even though we're together. Okay, what do they want to say? So group one, let's go ahead and get into it. Whoever you're thinking about, your person, your soulmate, your counterpart, a person of interest, let's go ahead and take a look. So you guys were drawn to the hematite. All right, and the runic tarot. Okay, so let's see what's coming through for messages from your person first, and then I will take a look at the clarifiers in the tarot. All right, so what does your person really want to say to you at this time? Okay. Thank you so much. What does your person really want to say to group one? What does your person really want to say? I prayed for you. All right. I'm in love with you, even if I can't say it. All right, what else does this person want to say to group one? Please don't move on. Okay. I'm ashamed. Say something. Okay. We're going to see why they're saying these things in a second. You look good every time I see you. Okay. I'm going to marry you. What else does this person want to say to you? I'm terrified you'll move on. So we have similar messages here. This is somebody that feels like they recognize your value. They see you as the person they want to be with, the person they're committed to. They feel like they do wish to express or communicate more, but there is this fear. They have some insecurities, okay? I feel like coming through. What they want to say is that they do love you. They are in love with you. They do not want you to move on. They don't want, anybody to experience you in the way that they do. So I do feel like this is somebody that cares about you, has feelings for you, loves you, in love with you, whichever level of connection you're at with this person. Let's go ahead and break these messages down and see why they are saying these things. So what this person really wants to say to you is, I prayed for you. So sometimes this comes across as, I am praying for you, right? I'm praying for you and your, just praying for you, praying for your protection, praying for your love. Or this is like, I prayed for somebody like you. I've always wanted this. I've always desired someone like you. I've put it out there. I have, sent up prayers to have somebody like this, to have a relationship like this or something like that. So they're letting you know, this is, pretty open. They're letting you know that they did go through some sort of spiritual process to acknowledge and recognize you here. The King of Cups. So that is confirming this is somebody that does have true feelings for you. The King of Cups comes across as emotionally mature, someone who is comfortable with their feelings for the most part, someone who does not mind speaking on how they feel, especially romantically. This is somebody that can come across as a comfort, somebody that can come across as very sincere. So this person has prayed for you. I feel like this person may see you as understanding and compassionate, somebody they can really connect and resonate to. You may be very similar in this way. You may both represent or have, what's the term I'm looking for? Complementary King of Cups energies. You're a great listener. They're a great listener. You're very understanding. They're very understanding. You're very accepting. They're very accepting. That sort of energy. So King of Cups here, Scorpio energy, also Cancer, Pisces. Again, just really loving, masculine energy, or again, you could complement those energies with this person and the Page of Wands. So yeah, I feel like this is coming across as their truth, that they did pray for this and it came from a good place. It does feel like this person is acknowledging that you are somebody important to them. I feel like there's this exuberance when it comes to their feelings. I'm kind of getting a sense that they could feel like a kid all over again, or they could just feel really blessed, really fortunate. They could get a lot of creativity from their feelings for you. So the King of Cups, the cups energies in general, I feel like they represent who we are as creative individuals. And so if this is somebody that's like an artist, somebody that expresses themselves creatively, they've gotten even more creative with the Page of Wands. And look who is at the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Cups. So I was just saying, you guys have these complementary energies. You could both be really sweet. All right. You could both be really nurturing, really loving. The King of Cups as a man can be somebody who likes to be around kids, who likes to take care of their children, who is a very nurturing parent, who can sometimes give off maternal vibes. And the Queen of Cups complements those. So I do feel like this is somebody who wants to tell you how they feel about you. There's like this energy and excitement when it comes to how they feel about you. So it feels very sincere. It feels very real. It also feels like they're creating something. So the King of Cups with the Page of Wands, not only have they prayed for you, but I feel like they want to show you some type of proof of it in a creative way. All right. So I'm in love with you, even if I can't say it. So, the King of Cups does sometimes get a rap for being very, not closed off, not nonchalant, but I do feel these things, but I don't want to overwhelm, so I do feel like this can be that energy of your person feeling very strongly about you, caring very deeply about you, but not wanting to overwhelm, right? There could be some insecurities, like I've loved like this before, or I thought I loved like this before, and it just wasn't reciprocated. So I'm a little bit afraid to show it like that again. So this is definitely someone that is in love with you, but when it comes to communicating it, they could be a little bit on the more page side, the Page of Wands. They could be somebody who expresses it in like jokes, humor, I love you, sends you little messages that are sweet and cute, but don't really explore the depth of their feelings for you. Not because they don't have them, but because it does feel like there's something about them that's very protective of their own heart. So this is someone who's in love with you, the Hangman. So the Hangman is saying that this is something they're surrendering to. This is something that they're giving into, right? This is something that they're accepting. Basically, they're stuck. They're in love. They can't really do anything about it. They can't really, change it. So it does feel like they're sort of just surrendering in this energy. Sometimes the Hangman is about just being stuck or sacrificing, but in this context, if they're sacrificing anything, it does feel like they are accepting their feelings for you and sort of letting go of doubts or letting go of things that stood in the way of their feelings for you. Okay. Pisces energy with that. What's the Hangman? It is the Queen of Swords. Absolutely. So this is a surrender. This is them cutting things off, being very clear, very blunt about their feelings for you. I feel like this person does want to have a real conversation. In this energy, you could show up as like maybe Queen of Swords and they're King of Cups and they want to talk, but they could be like, I don't want to come across as too in love and, too soft against this Queen of Swords who's really intelligent, is going to see through any sort of lies or insecurities. So this person could feel like you see through them, right? I do feel like there's something about letting go of also this like maybe coldness or rigid energy, right? Being more warm, more welcoming. If they're in love with you and they are giving off this Queen of Swords energy, like they're trying to analyze and observe you, the King of Cups is sort of like the proof that they're trying to be more hands-on, more affectionate. So the Queen of Swords is a good energy, but when it comes to love, she can definitely compartmentalize and go, my focus is like elsewhere. Love is great, but I'm focused on specific things, right? And so that could be where this person is. They have been in love with you or they are loving you, but they do feel like maybe they've been critical. Maybe they've been cold. Maybe they've been way too analytical. And so they're trying to release that, and become more warm, more affectionate, more welcoming. So they do want to tell you how they feel though in a very honest way. The Queen of Swords is somebody who can be very brutally honest. In the reverse is like a little different, but I do feel the energy here of a very straightforward, clear-cut message of, Yeah, I can't say it because I've been way too logical about things. I've been way too analytical, but I really do want to share it with you. Okay. It's also the Queen of Swords is like also giving you a choice, right? This is what it is. Straightforward communication. Take it or leave it. So it's like that. But I do feel like they want to be more warm, more welcoming, and not so cut, not so like dry about it. So this person really wants to say, please don't move on, group one. This is somebody that sees your value, somebody that wants you in their life, somebody that does love you, have feelings for you. This is somebody that does not want you to, be with anyone else. The Knight of Wands, you really make this person come alive. I feel that. I feel like you could bring out the fire, the joy, the excitement in this individual. There's something about traveling here with the Knight of Wands. Maybe they get excited to travel to you, with you, have you travel to them. This is the energy of somebody who feels like you are a big part. I'm trying to make sure the light, I'm not blocking the light. This is somebody that wants to make sure you are a big part of the adventures and joys of their life. So yeah, if you're bringing that excitement, I feel like you're the Knight of Wands in this energy, but the Knight of Wands is definitely going to show you that they don't want you to move on. Okay, this is somebody that's like turned on by you, somebody that feels like they do express themselves very creatively, very boldly. They take chances. Let's try this again. What's the Knight of Wands here? Sagittarius energy. Also Leo, Aries, but just a youthful, exciting, sensual, sexy energy is the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they could feel stuck with you and they may not say it like that, right? They could feel like this connection has like your passions for each other. It's like you're trapped. You're stuck. They could feel very strongly like they want to keep you in their life. You're this bright light, you're passionate, you clearly inspire them. They could also feel like, you moving on, it somehow makes them feel stuck, or it makes them feel like they don't know what to do. Like it's very difficult for them to like maneuver and navigate their own life. So you could be a big help to this person in some way. They could also feel like they're just surrendering to their feelings for you. It is what it is. That's what I'm overall getting. It's kind of like this person, if they were talking to you, look, I love you. It is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. That's what it feels like. It feels like they would even say, I've tried to overthink this. I've tried to be logical about this. I've tried to like break it down and make it make sense, and I can't. So I'm ashamed. And that could be what they're ashamed of, sort of trying to run from this, or trying to hide this, or feeling like they haven't really been truly representing their feelings for you in a positive way. So, I don't know. I feel like this is somebody loves you. The Nine of Pentacles here, they could be ashamed of like it can kind of feel like a one-sided relationship, right? The Nine of Pentacles is the energy of someone who is very proud, very self-sufficient, very independent. If you've seen Vikings, so technically this is not supposed to be like the show, but this reminds me of the Lagatha character. So she was married, more than once. So it doesn't mean that you're not, in a connection. It can just mean that you're dealing with somebody who makes it feel kind of one-sided. It can feel a lot like you are it can kind of be like you're the star of the relationship type vibes with the Nine of Pentacles. And they could feel ashamed that they might feel a little bit in your shadow. I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is confidence. So if they're ashamed of anything, it could be how you, I sometimes feel like the Nine of Pentacles too, romantically, it's like you could have a partner that's like, well, do you even need me? It can be kind of like that. So this person could be ashamed that they kind of left you to your own devices. It also feels like it didn't like stop you from being successful, or from being abundant or healthy or something like that. So, if they were overly thinking this and they wanted to play some sort of mind games with the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Swords, and that's why they don't want you to move on, they could definitely be ashamed. They kind of left you to fend for yourself, even if it looks like you're doing all right. So Yeah, the Page of Cups. I feel like this person definitely wants to talk. They want to communicate. Some of you are already receiving messages in some way from this person, whether it's through text, DMing, you guys are conversating, or conversing. They could be communicating to you through children. You know, you could have kids together. But some of you, if you're like a single parent, or you are just like a really good parent, you have a child or something, I feel like this person could be really ashamed that they may have felt, may have let maybe their ego get in the way of sort of being supportive. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles energy is somebody who really doesn't need applause, who really doesn't need an audience, but they've accomplished a lot. They work really hard. And it really is about celebrating yourself. So if you're celebrating yourself and they're not celebrating you, or they were too ashamed, you know, to celebrate you because you're like outshining them or something, I feel like they feel really guilty about that. This could be someone who did try to play mind games, and that's why the Hangman is there. They're like, I just need to give it up, right? At this point. You do have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with the Queen of Swords energy and the Eight of Swords. That is I believe, Gemini energy too. So you also have Say Something. So this person could be looking forward to your communication. They want to know what you have to say. Again, some of you have already been in communication, so they're waiting for some sort of communication from you. They're waiting for a response to something. Seven of Cups. They might be confused, you know. They could be dreaming or fantasizing about what you'll say. They could be like, sort of in this really emotional, emotionally, like kind of just out of it. This person like wants you to say something, like you represent their fantasies or something, their illusions. They're confused. They need clarity from you. Page of Swords. Yeah, they're looking for information. They're looking for a response. They're looking for something that they can, I feel, use. Okay. Communication wise. Okay. This will help me know where to go from here. Without you, they can actually be pretty confused with this Hangman and Queen of Swords now. And they're saying, I'm in love with you, even if I can't say it. If this is somebody that has let you go or sort of like surrendered their relationship with you, and you're the Queen of Swords, they're like, okay, come back. I need that clarity, right? I need that thought process. So apply it to your situation, how it goes. But now they're like looking through messages, looking for communication, looking for information from you. All right. This does feel like somebody that really wants to have a conversation. The King of Pentacles at the bottom. This could represent this person wanting to tell you about their success. They could feel like y'all, you know, would be very successful together. You are very successful, I feel, in the King of Pentacles energy. So I feel like what they want to say to you, they could want to give you your accolades. Okay. You look good every time I see you. Yeah, I feel like this person is like head over heels in love, but they don't act like it. They're kind of stuck. They don't know what to do. The Chariot. So that's a positive. That's the truth. You know, you do look good every time they see you with the Chariot. So you've won them over, basically. You've most likely won them over with your mental ability, with your feelings, with your looks. It feels like there's a total package here. This person feels like you look good. Again, there's a lot about them wanting to like have a win with you. They want to like do it with you. There's the King of Wands. So you can make them look good. I just had this type of message in a reading, but the Chariot is Cancer energy. King of Wands is Leo, also Aries, Sagittarius. Also just a really exuberant, fun-loving, confident, leader type, you know, individual. So what's the Chariot? Yeah, Page of Pentacles. They got some pages here. So they're trying to like send message. So they are messaging you, or they're sending you some type of message. That's what the reading is saying. Their messages to you. They're like, I'm sending you the message, you know, I'm letting you know in some way. So For some of you, there could be travel messages here. There could be messages about moving. There could be messages about victory. You know, there's something about you looking good that inspires this person to like really accelerate like some type of opportunity, maybe financial opportunity. You could be somebody that they're like, I want to do things. Like this could be, sometimes the Page of Pentacles to me is like a gift because it's something tangible, right? And so it's an offer, but it's like a gift. It's something tangible. So there's something here that they want to give you because you look good. This person may have struggled to being a little superficial. I sometimes get that with the King of Wands, not all the time. That does not have to be the case, but this can be somebody that has been trying to balance and ground their energy so that they really show up as sincere when it comes to their feelings and not just trying to like manipulate and play mind games. So I'm going to marry you. So I do feel like this is someone who recognizes your value, sees you as irreplaceable, wants to marry you, wants to be in your life. Some of you, you've already had this conversation with them. They've communicated this to you, to others. There's the Hierophant confirming that. So this is somebody that definitely may, you know, stick to their word and marry you. This is somebody, again, some of you are with this person and you're like, what are they not saying? And they basically are saying it all. So this is a person who is very serious. You know, they have prayed for you. They're very spiritual. They sought some sort of counseling. There's loyalty here. We have a K9 in the picture. So that can represent loyalty. That can represent that this person is faithful to you. They could feel like your right hand. You could feel like their right hand. You can have a very strong relationship. This could indicate a very strong marriage. Taurus energy. All right. Yeah, the Two of Cups confirming that. So there is a marriage or a strong relationship. This goes beyond soulmate in the material world. So this feels like, yes, you are soulmates and companions, but you also share something real, tangible, material. So that's like a family, kids. You've already exchanged vows. You're together. You love each other. It's something like that. That's very mutual. That's very loving. So this does feel like somebody that wants to be with you. So they already know. They could look at y'all as married if y'all are not like married. They could look at you like they could even like give you titles, make it official with you. All right. So what they want to say is, I'm terrified you'll move on. So that feels a lot like, again, it's a repeating message. This is somebody who realizes you're irreplaceable. They don't want to lose you. There's the King of Swords. So this is where they're using their logic for good. They're like, I ain't leaving that. I'm not messing this up. You know, I've thought through the pros and cons. I've sliced through the good and the bad, and I have come to the same conclusion. The King of Swords is very analytical and makes very smart, wise decisions. And so that energy feels like if this person, a King of Swords, is terrified you'll move on, they're going to make things official. They're going to put things in writing. They're going to do things that, you know, they're going to swing the sword, you know, in a way where it feels like protective, right? They're going to do something to protect this. Right? That's how serious this person can be. You have Aquarius energy here, also Libra, Gemini. It can also just indicate, it's Capricorn energy too, but it can also just indicate somebody that has a lot of mental agility. Speaks their mind. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this is somebody that is terrified you'll move on because they're moving things around. They're trying to find balance. They're like establishing some sort of official order. This is like negotiation energy, you know? So I feel like they are so terrified that they are, they're not showing it. A King of Swords and a lot of these energies are not going to show that, but they're definitely going to make moves in order to secure it. Okay. The King of Swords does like to do things on their terms. So if you have been like in Queen of Swords energy, or you feel like this person has like been very aloof towards you, I do feel like there's some balance here. All right. let me get more into my emotions. You know, I don't like doing it. I like to stay clear-headed. I like to keep my wits about me, but I'll try. You know, it's that sort of thing where they're adapting to a new way, where they're learning and balancing, you know, managing their emotions in a way where it feels like it's comfortable for them to express and not just hold on to. So in the extended, guys, I am going to grab more messages that didn't come through here. What do I want to take a look at? I actually, so I'm going to get some in the shadow messages. So this is everything this person wants to say to you, but they wouldn't dare. All right. So let's take a look at what's coming through. I'm just going to grab one. So I never want to feel that way again. So I'm going to clarify this and see why it showed up. I'm also going to take a look at more messages from your person. What do they really want to say to you in their own words? What is showing up? All right, so I'm in love with you and I'm ready to take action. I want to build a beautiful life with you. So confirming a lot of the messages that came here. So we're just going to go more into it. I am also going to take a look at what this person really wants to say to you when it comes to their plans for this connection. All right, that's where I'm going to go into the love oracle and get some messages when it comes to their plans for you in this relationship. What do they really want to say to you? Also, I'm going to take a look at what they would like to hear from you and advice, some advice. All right. So group one, I really want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're checking out that exclusive content on my Patreon and Instagram. Those links are in the description box. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, check out that link in the description box. And I'm taking this to the extended right now. Hello, group two. It is the SunSage. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to your next pick a card reading, which is messages from your person. What do they really want to say to you at this time? So, group two, this is where I get you some insight into what your person is not saying to you. You may be minimal contact, no contact. You could be wondering what's going on in their head when it comes to you in this connection. So let's go ahead and grab some messages, okay? From your person to you, your soulmate, your person of interest, somebody you're in a relationship with, okay? This can also come across as things they want to say to you, but they're holding back. Okay, so just take it how it resonates for your situation. If you're in a relationship and you feel like y'all talk about everything, you know, this can be confirmation or it could just give you more, okay, of what your person wants to say. So I'm going to grab the messages first, group two, and then I'll get into it with the tarot. I'm sorry, you guys were drawn to the pyrite, okay, and the tarot de la nuit. All right. So let's go ahead and grab the messages from your person to you, whoever's on your mind, whoever you're thinking about. What does this person really want to say to you? I'm pretending. All right. I'm doubting your love for me. I know you love me. Okay. So a little bit of contradiction there. We need this time apart. I'm trying so hard. All right. What does this person want to say to group two? I'm going to marry you. All right. Thank you. We also have loving you scares me. Okay, I'll take it. You're perfect for me. All right. So you're dealing with somebody who feels like they could give you mixed signals. All right. They can send a little bit of mixed signs with their communication. This could be somebody who says one thing, does another, or says, you know, different things, different times. Your person can feel like they want, you know, more out of this relationship, more with you, but that they don't communicate it because they have insecurities or they have these doubts here. they feel like they need to speak up. They feel like they also need to be more honest with themselves before they communicate to you. So let's just go ahead and break it down. So I'm pretending. So yeah, I do feel like, you know, this is a person who has a lot to say. They could be acting like they don't want to talk to you, like they don't need to talk to you. This could be someone who is pretending, you know, who they are. They really have no real, that could be why it's kind of mixed signals and confusion, because they don't have a real sense of who they are. And so how can they express themselves to you in a clear way, right? So let's see what that's about. Yeah, 10 of Cups. So they're literally pretending they're happy. They're literally pretending they're fulfilled, wherever they are, however they are doing. You know, they could be pretending their feelings in a situation. This is somebody that feels like they're not satisfied. They really are coming across as someone in a kind of 4 cups energy. They miss opportunities. They don't really see what's in front of them. They really sleep at the wheel when it comes to, you know, your connection. So they could want to say they're pretending they're happy. They're pretending they're satisfied. If you're in a relationship with this person or dealing with them, that could mean that they put on this facade like they are okay, like they are, you know, fulfilled, but they may be like, I'm not happy, committed or committing or being in a relationship. So let's see the 10 of Cups, Queen of Swords, but it feels like it's a lot more, it has a lot more to do with you. They're pretending they're happy, possibly with somebody who could be cold, who may just give them like, if they're pretending in this energy, this feels a lot like they're pretending to be happy, and they're like trying to pretend like they don't see you, don't notice you, like they have been honest with you when they possibly are not. The Queen of Swords is like a clear-cut energy. So if there's all this confusion, I'm getting more of a Queen of Swords in the reverse. So they're pretending that they know it all, or that they have this wisdom, this clarity, this intelligence, but it's led them to unhappiness, because that's where they're pretending with the 10 of Cups and the Queen of Swords. This can also be somebody who is not satisfied with their own, with what they've been able to come up with, right? So what they could want to say to you is, I'm pretending, 10 of Cups, Queen of Swords, I'm pretending I know what I'm talking about when it comes to being a happy family. I'm pretending I am happy, and happy in a relationship, or happy with a particular family situation dynamic. It can be something like that, okay? Air sign could be involved. You could be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. This can also just represent a very straightforward, honest, blunt, feminine. But if you're not getting blunt and truthfulness from them, then it is definitely the sort of distorted version, right? And a confused version showing up. So they could also want to tell you about a family member. So just specifically, if they're pretending, and this is literal, 10 of Cups, Queen of Swords, there's a family member they pretend for or because of, okay? So that could just be somebody that they love. That person they could feel like that person means them well, but there could be they could literally just want to open up to you about like a family dynamic or somebody that they deal with. That could also represent an ex. The Queen of Swords is sometimes somebody who's been divorced, so somebody that they're divorced from. Okay, so they're pretending that they're a happy family with that person, right? And that could be like the confusion and some sort of manipulative energy. So I'm doubting your love for me. So it feels a lot like this person, I feel like they doubt themselves. They don't really trust themselves. They may not trust their own feelings. They may not trust that they have like the strength or the courage, you know. So they could want to definitely open up. Yeah, Page of Wands. I feel like if they're doubting they're doubting your love for them, it's showing up in immature ways, immature communication. It could be funny, it could be something that, you know, catches your attention, but it's not a lot of longevity to it. It's like somebody that's like, yeah, I do like you, or yeah, let's flirt. But what's beyond that, it can also be the energy of them doubting your love for them, because they are, really immature. And so they may feel like you don't like them as they are. There could be something like that. What's the Page of Wands? It's the Empress. All right. You could have it all, you could have it all. You could be a great parent. You could be very loving, very mature. This person they may be very childish. They feel like somebody who wants your reassurance, somebody who wants your validation, even after you've given it, right? This is like somebody you have a child with or kids with, or somebody you're married to, and you've already like given them that reassurance that you're serious or something. You've already spoken the words, you've already done the deeds, and they still feel like they have these doubts. They could be pulling more from you or trying to. So they could want to talk to you about, we have mother figure, family member, child here. They could want to talk to you about family stuff. All right. Taurus, Libra with that Empress, fire sign showing up with the Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. I feel like there's a message. It's like they want to ask you or tell you something, but they're like not sure you're going to appreciate it because you are like the Empress, or they want to tell you about someone. Yeah, it's like I feel like they're also kind of overwhelmed by feminine energy. So we'll see where this goes, but the things they could want to say to you are kind of coming across as things a woman has told them to say, and maybe see what result they get from you or something like that. All right. So I know you love me. Yeah, a contradiction because they said they're doubting their love for you. Somebody in their life could be doubting, that you love this person, but your person knows that there's love. So yeah, that's confusion. That is conflict. That is, intentional sort of like misunderstandings and confusion that feels like it could be keeping your connection stuck despite your person wanting to progress with you. So if they want to communicate, for somebody else, they could be like, well, yeah, I doubt you. I want to see what group 2 has to say to that. But deep down inside, they could know that you love them and they're just trying to make someone else happy. So yeah, there's a lot here. Ace of Pentacles. All right. So yeah, I feel like this person knows that you guys have like something of quality, right? The Ace of Pentacles is like a good opportunity. It's an opportunity to build a family, to build stability with each other. It's an opportunity to build lives together, to have something real, to have something that is going to be lasting, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, though, you got to make something of it. It's an opportunity, but you got to, any of the aces, you got to keep watering it. You got to keep pouring into it. That seed has to grow somehow. So I feel like this person knows that you love them. I feel like they may be feeling a little bit unappreciated or undervalued at this time. Again, that could just be because they need a lot of attention. You'll know your person better than me. And then there's the Nine of Swords. Yeah, I think you have shown that you love them. You have shown this person that you are not wanting to lose them or miss out on this relationship. But you could be in a situation where the things they say to you, it comes across too much as like clashing because of their fears. They're possibly led by their fears. So they feel like they know that you love them, but they're also afraid to reciprocate that. They're also afraid to truly trust that. Okay. They see and know that it could be good to like have this conversation and really talk about things that, make them feel vulnerable when it comes to the relationship, but it feels like they are afraid to be in that space. Okay. Some of you are like coming across as motherly or maternal to this person. Maybe you keep them in line or something. So if there's a fear, maybe you express yourself more directly and more blunt than they do. So the things that they could want to say to you could come across as they know they can't lie or deceive, and so they kind of avoid, or they play it small in the page energy. Well, I'm gonna keep it funny, or I'm gonna keep it light because I don't want to get into the serious conversations. I'm too afraid for that. All right. So we need this time apart. This could also be somebody who's like, look, I want to be with you. They could want to message you that they want this to work, but they could also be like, we need some space. You know, you could really be on a roller coaster with this type of individual group too. I feel it. So they could want some space. 7 of Wands. They could be feeling defensive. They could be feeling attacked. They could feel like they need to secure or protect this relationship. And that could be something that they're like, look, that's why we need space. That's why we need this time apart. They're also like in this sort of defensive mode where they could be trying to defend themselves about this relationship and connection. And so they could want to just message you, look, I'm going through a lot. I'm facing a lot right now. I'm being attacked, or I'm defensive because of this. Some of you, your person has an attitude, or they're really reactive, and it's not about you. It's about other things going on in their life. Okay. Show me the 7 of Wands. The 2 of Wands. All right. So if you need time, if they're saying they want time apart in this message, I do feel like it's some sort of strategy. I feel a little bit of this person trying to get reactions out of you with what they say, right? They may want to see how you respond to things. They may be testing you, but they could also be strategizing like a way to make this more real, more solid. The 2 of Wands can represent distance, you know, in a relationship. Sort of, it's like having big hopes, big dreams, wanting to plan for that. But if they feel like y'all need that time apart, you may already have this, you know, be in this separation. And what they want to talk about is why. You know, they want to talk about, they have bigger plans that they want to succeed with you. But there's like things they need to deal with or focus on or something like that. Okay. I feel like they're standing up to something. It's like they want to tell you, look, this is why I did this. Or this why I'm saying that. You know, it's something like that where they could be really defensive. I don't want to argue about it. I don't want to clash about it. I'm doing this. It feels like something like that too. You may not agree with their ways. I'm trying so hard. Yeah, they could be pulled in different directions. I really don't feel that. So what I mean by that is, if they're taking on things and they feel defensive, it is because they have like made promises or plans with people that feel like they can't follow through, and maybe they're upset with you and they're trying to please everyone and they're really not able to show up for you the way they want to because something else or other things are priority. So they're trying. Yeah, 2 of Swords. They're indecisive, they're confused, they're unclear. In this 2 of Swords, I do point out that there's like a man floating. So with this energy, they're trying to stay afloat. They're trying to stay afloat in a situation. They're trying to, I feel like you're more clear-headed than they are. You know, I feel like you have to make a decision. Do I want to drag this person along with me, or do I want to let them grow up first, or do I want to let them find their voice? So I feel like your arguments, I mean, you could be arguing with them or have been, or I feel like there could be some clashing in your conversations that could lead to arguments, because I feel like they're indecisive and you're more clear-headed. Show me the 2 of Swords. They're also pretending someone else's voice is their own. So some of the things they're saying is because somebody said, is because it's almost like they're talking to someone, or they were, and that person was like, well, you can't trust group 2. And they're like, I can't trust you, group 2. So they repeat it and project a lot. And then there's the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're being pulled in different directions. You can feel the sort of like struggle to find their place, their balance. Communication wise, this could be somebody that changes the subject a lot, or they find it hard to stay on task. They could be somebody who makes a decision and then goes back on it. Okay, they may not be very trustworthy because of that indecisiveness, because they don't look like they stand on business. So they can want to talk about some sort of choices and decisions they have to make, and it's really hard for them to decide what to do. And you could just really be like showing restraint. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. Strength, they're kind of scattered. So the things their messages to you are coming across as very, they're not very organized and stable in their life, and they're trying to get that way. It could be because they want to marry you. I am going to marry you. So this person is like wanting to communicate a message of commitment to you. You may not believe them. This is somebody you're like, you got to show me, because you say one thing, you do another. 1 minute you're clear, the next minute you're not. You're scared 1 minute, you're planning the next. It can be something like that. So they could feel like, being with you is what will keep, I was just about to say, being with you is what will keep them stable. 4 of Wands. They could feel like this relationship is something that can keep them, something worth celebrating, that can keep them grounded. If they're like making a big decision about you in this connection, it could absolutely be about marriage, but just a deeper level of commitment. And it can also be about how to go about this, communicating this to you, especially if they've been very back and forth, right? So this could absolutely be somebody that does want to be with you seriously. They just have a hard time explaining it or talking about it. 3 of Wands. They know that they want it though. 3 of Wands, because there's energy here that they feel. This is going to be major for my life. So they could want to say that, I want to marry you. I know this is going to be a big deal. This is going to be major. This is something I've always wanted. This is something I've always manifested. All right. This is what I have put all that work in for, and I'm waiting for that opportunity. This is also a person that like breaks up with you just to make up with you too. Okay. They could be operating in their feminine energy. And so if that's the case, they're really imbalanced. And I've been getting that a lot in the reading. So if they're operating like as an Empress or a Queen of Swords, not that those are not energies, right? And that it cannot be represented by a masculine. It's just that there's really not enough. They got a 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Balance. There's a 2 of Balance, 2 of Swords. There's really not enough of who they truly are coming through. And so you may feel like they're a little fake. Whatever they're saying is a lie, or they're untruthful, because not enough of their authenticity is showing up. All right. There could be like split personality here. They could have dual sides to them. They could really mean something one day and take it back and mean that as well the next day, so not reliable. So the things they could want to say to you, again, you're like, I've heard this before. We've gone through this before. You're showing some restraint. Loving you scares me. It feels like that. It feels like they're afraid. It feels like they're being led by fear. People could be trying to help them, feminine energies, but it's just not them. It's not coming from them, so it wouldn't stick, right? And there's the 5 of Swords representing sabotage. So if loving you scares them, they're likely to do things that keeps them from really committing and investing to this. It's like somebody who goes, yeah, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And they mean it. But they hang around the same crowd, or they never apply to another job. And so they start to feel defeated. They start to feel like they can't win. And then there goes your dreams of marriage to them, right? Or something like that. So they could want to communicate something that feels like they're willing to do or say whatever it takes to like get back in your life, or to have you trust and believe them. But they may not believe in themselves too much. Show me the 3 of Wands for what they want to say. Is Temperance. They're afraid of love because I feel like they have a hard time settling down and finding peace in themselves. They feel like they really screw up opportunities to take a break, to mellow out. They could be really hyper, and they could be somebody who has a hard time really committing to things and seeing them through. So yeah, they're being led by fear. So if loving you scares them, they're showing up, their messages are showing up as kind of contradictory, because they want to mean it and come through, but they also have a habit, most likely, of not. All right, so you guys have what? You have Sagittarius here, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. All right. They're a mix of like taking the leap and doing something really significant with you, or saying something really powerful or significant with you, and also ruining it. All right, so you're perfect for me. I do feel like you may understand them in a way others may not. The Knight of Wands, you can have a lot of passion. Also, this could be a connection, because I feel it. There's not a lot of communication. And so it may be a physical connection at this time, right? It may be something that's more about physical chemistry, something that's more about, you know, we just get each other, you know, sensually. We got the same temperament. We got the same things we like to do, but we don't really talk about the important stuff. So they could want to keep it that way. All right. The Knight of Wands doesn't like to settle down. All right. And then there's the Five of Cups. So if you're perfect for them, and the Knight of Wands with the Five of Cups is showing up, clarifying that, yeah, they're kind of admitting some sort of like defeat here. Like they're kind of admitting like, you're perfect for me, and that's why I leave. That's why I don't want to, you know, really make it's very confusing, this person's energy. So the things they could want to say to you, it could be something that makes you emotional. The Knight of Wands, the Five of Cups, this can be a lot about regrets. It can, you know, they could express some regrets too about this behavior of not wanting to settle down. They could feel very sad about that. They could even cry or be emotional in what they want to message you or communicate to you, which is again why some of you may not hear from them, because they don't want you to see them crying, or they don't want you to know they're emotional. So look, in the extended, guys, I am going to take a look at their shadow messages. What do they wouldn't dare say to you right now? What are they hiding? Okay, so in the shadows, Oracle, let's see. I'm going to grab one here. I do wish you well. So I'm going to clarify this in the extended. I'm also going to grab more of these shadow messages. What do they want to say to you, but they wouldn't dare? Or at least at this time, they wouldn't dare. I also want to see what they would say to you in their own words. Okay, I'm going to grab one here and more in the extended. The distance between us is killing me. I long to hear your beautiful voice again. So we'll go into that. I'll grab more. I'll also take a look at what they really want to hear from you. All right, in your words, what would they want to hear from you at this time? I'm going to take a look at what their message is to you about y'all's relationship. Okay, what could they want to talk about? What could they want to, you know, message you about your connection? And I'm also going to grab some advice for you. So group 2, I really want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking the video. Thanks to those of you that subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your support. If you are interested in exclusive content, make sure you're checking out my Patreon, my Instagram. Those links are in the description box. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, make sure you check out that link in the description box as well. And I am taking this to the extended right now. Hello, group 3. It's the SunSage. Thank you so much for tuning in to your next pick a card, which is messages from your person. What do they really want to say to you at this time? So this can be insightful for those of you that are in no contact or separation. This can be insightful if you're dealing with someone, but you feel like they have more to say than they actually do. So let's see what actually comes through from your person to you, group 3. You were drawn to the Kyanite. All right, and the Shadowscapes Tarot. Okay, so I'm going to grab some messages first, and then we'll clarify them with your tarot deck. But let's see what comes through from your soulmate, your person of interest, somebody you're in a relationship with. What do they really want to say to you at this time? All right, messages from your person to you. Why are you silent? Or why are you silent? I know why I'm silent. Why are you silent, group 3? However you feel the context would be, it's getting serious between us. Okay. I still know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know you still don't trust me. All right. Messages from your person to you. The only way to protect you is to stay away. I feel like that's exactly how they would say it too. The only way to protect you is to stay away. I keep thinking about the last time we were together. This is somebody that's longing for you. I'm sorry, longing for you. I'm doubting your love for me. Your kisses touch my soul. Your person wants some attention. Okay. Their messages feel like they want attention. Your smile lights me up. So I feel like this is somebody that desperately wants to talk to you. I do feel like there's something about you and your energy that feels like it could brighten them up. It can make them feel good. There's also, this energy that they're realizing you guys have something serious, or they're taking your relationship very seriously. There could be like an awkward awkward silence right now, right? Like something where y'all had like this really great night together, or really you're just having a good time, and it's like, all right, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? So they could absolutely want to communicate with you, but they could also feel like they're not prepared. They don't know what to say, or they don't know how to say it, or there's more here. They're longing for you. They're missing you, but they could also be like wanting some attention and wanting to know if you feel the same way, because they're questioning your silence. All right. This could be somebody that's really starting to like you, that really has strong feelings for you. They may get a little bit like antsy when they don't hear from you. It can be that sort of thing. This could be somebody you live with, somebody you deal with, have kids with, and they're like, you don't call me on your lunch break anymore. Right. So, just apply how it goes. Let's see. Why are you silent? The Five of Wands. Yeah, they got an attitude. They got a little bit of an attitude at your silence here. It feels like they want to hear from you. They want to know your thoughts. They want to know how you feel about something. They may be waiting for a response to something. I feel like they are. Page of Cups. They could be waiting for a response to a message, some sort of song they sent you, something, a poem. This person feels like they sent you an offer. They're waiting to. So, yeah, they have an attitude. It feels like, though, they're being just a little bit spicy, but the energy feels like they want communication. They want to talk. They want to engage with you. They're not trying to avoid you. They could also be in a type of energy where they might pick a little fight, or, try to diffuse the situation, the intensity of it, with a little bit of flirtation or humor. Something about that Five of Wands feels like they see you as having people they would have to compete with. So they could be a little insecure about that right now, right? The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, they feel like they're a bit, it's like when it comes to you, they're like this winner take all type mode. So the Five of Wands with the Six of Pentacles, they may be against like you talking to other people, sharing your energy with other people. The Emperor, like I said, some of you have an established relationship with them. So they're your man, or, you're in a relationship, you're married, they're your person. And so it just feels like there's something here where they're afraid of some sort of competition. They're afraid of you being too nice or too generous with people. Like, it could be a situation where they're not the most comfortable with your silence, because they may immediately go to, who are you dealing with? Who are you talking to? So they could feel like competitive when it comes to you. They could feel a bit combative. All right. Because they're this Emperor. They're this divine counterpart that feels very strongly about you. That feels like they have some sort of, I don't want to say possession or control, but that, that it could be showing up. They want some sort of control here. It's getting serious between us. Yeah, they could feel a little possessive. They're like, okay, I made it official with you. You're mine. You're mine. It's that sort of energy. Is getting serious between us for what they want to say to you. Some of you, they're not communicating because it's like, they're like, I want group 3 to communicate first. I want to see where group 3's head is at, but Temperance. Because I do feel like they want something, or they feel something strong and deep between you. There is something serious here, something they feel brings them a lot of peace, something they feel, they need, so yeah, you could be their peacemaker. You could be the person that helps them moderate their temperament, right? They could be somebody with a temper. They could be somebody that gets really hyped up if they feel like somebody's trying to take you from them. The Seven of Cups with temperance. It is getting serious between you because this person feels like they can somewhat be at peace and sort of dream mode and fantastical when it comes to you. They may also be a little bit unrealistic. So you could be together, or their message to you could be a little bit about, I want to hear from you, or I want a message from you. And you're like, but, I'm working, right? There could be something like that's kind of a little bit unrealistic about their desires at this time, even though it's getting serious, even though you bring them peace. Temperance with the Seven of Cups does feel a little bit like they need to tone down their illusions or fantasies about what serious looks like, right? Because some people feel like, oh, we're serious now, so you can't do this, you can't do that. So they could be sort of like that at this time. So their messages might be a little bit territorial right now, but let's see what else comes through. I know you still don't trust me. This feels like somebody that's gotten back in your good graces after possibly doing you wrong, and they're like scared you're going to go do them wrong. That's what it feels like. And all of you will not be in that situation. So, don't take that if it doesn't resonate for you. But if they've done something that broke your trust and you took them back, you forgave them, or you're working on this relationship, everything you do, this person is like, where you at? Where you going? Because they're remembering things that they've done, right? And they also feel like getting serious means that they have some sort of power or control, and that may not be how you see it. So you may not trust this person. They may want to articulate that. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, I feel like, there's real love here. They definitely feel like they love you. They may need to work on how they show that. It may come across as a little aggressive, but I do feel like this person knows that you don't trust them because of something that they've already done, because of, things that they've already sort of gotten wrong, in your connection. But I do feel like they want to start over. So they're like, I know you don't trust me. I would love to start over. I love you, or I have feelings for you. I care about you. That Ace of Cups is a new beginning when it comes to love. It's definitely an overflow of feelings and emotions, something that feels a lot like they want to tell you exactly why they're acting the way that they are. Five of Pentacles. They feel lost without you. Ace of Cups, Five of Pentacles, I know you still don't trust me. It's like they're giving you love, or they're showing you an offer, or they are putting their emotions out there in some way, but they could feel left out in the cold. They could also just be not realizing, this is what you're going to get right now, right? It may not be a lot from you, group 3, but a lot of you could feel like, you just need that time to build the trust back. So if the Five of Pentacles is them feeling like they're not getting sufficient attention, affection, love, communication from you, it does feel like they're going to have to work with that. With the Ace of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, there's a lack of trust that feels like it's from them. And so they kind of have to deal with like moments of feeling, we're together, or I got this, but it's just not the same. Also, I just feel like there's a scarcity here with the Ace of Cups, with this Five of Pentacles. You don't trust them because they have been shortchanging you, giving you the bare minimum. And if they're getting a dose of their own medicine now, they're not taking it well. They're not as strong as you were when you were getting sort of what they were giving when it was the bare minimum. So I just feel like there's something here about this person needing to step it up, but in a way that doesn't feel so, like they're trying to control. Okay. They may need to soften their approach. We'll see what comes up in these messages, but they may need to soften their approach and really be understanding of why you feel the way that you feel about something. But their message is the only way to protect you is to stay away. Yeah, I'm getting something from your person. They're competitive. They'll fight for you. I feel like they want you in their life. I feel like they will go through, do things, you know, that feel very, yes, very aggressive. And I do feel like there's something about them like, okay, that's a lot of passion. That's a lot of attachment I have to group 3. I want to talk. I want to get these messages out, but I don't want to come across as, you know, overbearing or too controlling. What's the only way to protect you is to stay away? Page of Cups. Yeah, I mean, they're trying, you know, they're definitely trying here. They're trying to get messages out, or they're trying to communicate. It does feel like it's minimal. You may feel their love, but you may be like, oh, that's sweet, and just keep it moving, something like that. They could also need to apologize here, but they're staying away because they know that that's what is going to happen with that Page of Cups. The Page of Cups sometimes can be an apology. It's an emotional offer. It's something that can come across as sincere, but depending on their mood, they could be a little immature about it. Yeah, the 4 of Cups. It's there, you know. They're not. It's like they want things to go their way. They could be throwing a little bit of a temper tantrum, and you could be what brings them peace. So the only way to stay away from like this juvenile behavior, this sort of, you know, behavior of them playing hard to get or behaving in a way that feels like once they have your attention, they go back to ignoring you, you know, something like that. Something that feels like they could play with your emotions, group 3. I feel it. They could play with your emotions, but they're staying away because I do feel like some of you have ignored a message or information, communication from them, or they're ignoring communication or messages from you out of immaturity. Okay, so you've picked up on them being immature, possibly out of line in the past, and so you're not responding to it. And I do feel like they could be picking up that their approach is sweet, but it's not good enough. All right, so their messages are coming across that they know you're going to be critical of it, or they know you're going to like give them just like a little bit, you know, and not as much as they could want from you. So their message is, I keep thinking about the last time we were together. So you put it on them, or they had a good time, or they, you know, it doesn't even have to be that. It can just be you guys have this connection that feels like they can't stop thinking about you. They're longing for you. They're remembering, you know, very 6 of Cups energy, your smile, your face, your looks, you know, things like that. Whenever you were together, yeah, it lightens them up. You know, Ace of Wands here, it feels like it brings like joy to them. It gives them exuberance. It gives them energy, you know. Again, you know, it could have been a very exciting time the last time y'all were together. It could have made them very happy, very excited. The Ace of Wands here, your person could be a little sneaky. We got Fox energy. They could be a little sly. They could have been real flirty, maybe touchy-feely. Maybe there's like some flirtation here. They're remembering about your connection. They're inspired by that whatever happened, the Hangman. They were inspired to let something go. They're inspired to surrender. The last time y'all were together, they were like, yeah, it gave them the idea to give something up, to let something go. They could have a lot of like faith in your connection. I'm telling you that right now, the Star. Their behavior may not be the best, and a lot of them it's not even bad behavior. It's just their approach is something that you may have already like, I won't accept that, you know, but I'll accept something more. But I do feel like there's something about the last time you were together. You may have even put your foot down and told them they needed to release something, let go of something. They could have felt stuck, and they were inspired to let go of that. They were inspired to release that, whatever it was. But I do feel like they're holding on to this connection. They have a lot of faith here. You showing up in healer energy, so they may feel a little bit like out of whack when they're not around you. You have Pisces. You have strong water in this message. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, also Aquarius, Sag. All right, I'm doubting your love for me. They want attention. That's what I feel overall is the thing. Their message is like, you haven't responded to me, or you're not, you're not accepting something. So they could be exaggerating, going that extra mile. Like, all right, I'm gonna just say you don't love me. It could be a little bit like that. But you could be trying to teach them a lesson right now too. The Ten of Cups. I feel like this person knows you're their happiness, you're their joy, you're their completion. They feel completely fulfilled with you and your relationship. They could really want to be with you. They really do feel like they don't want to leave you alone. That's what I'm getting. Their messages are like, I'm doubting your love for me, but I'm going to still show you love. I'm going to still, be in love with you. I'm going to still make you happy. I'm going to still satisfy you. So they're definitely seeking attention and affection. They're seeking these cups energies from you. They're giving it in some way. You could need something more. There's not a lot of pentacles here. You could need more stability. You could need more grounding. You could need more vision. What's next? But they're giving a lot of emotions. They could be in love with you. Ten of Cups, the Nine of Swords. That could put a lot of fear in them as well. But you're what they want. There's the Nine of Cups. This person is in their feelings. They're in their emotions when it comes to you. So this is literally what I'm doubting your love for me. Ten of Cups, the Nine of Swords. It's the doubt of the love. I'm afraid group 3 doesn't love me the same way I love group 3. And again, they could be a little bit immature right now. And they could know that you love them. But because they're looking for a specific reaction, their messages are coming across as they're really not happy and satisfied with what they're receiving from you. And so they're like, you know what? I ain't even going to text group 3 back. I'm not even going to call back because I don't want to get mad. So they do feel like they need to work on their temperament. They also could be confused by your actions here. Okay, so your kisses touch my soul. I really do feel like this person is a little bit sprung and unwilling to admit it. You are somebody that has been very affectionate with them. They have lost your trust. They have lost your trust. I feel like this is a relationship where they may be wanting softness from you. They may be wanting you to receive them, but you're really just like needing more action or needing more like stable energy from them. The Page of Wands, another page, I feel where they're like trying to get a message across. They are messaging you. They are trying to communicate and express themselves. They may be musicians. She has a violin here. But it does feel like it's the bare minimum. That's what the pages are when it comes to romance and love. It's great news. It's good messages. It's like, okay, but it's also, okay, what else? So it's also like they could be sending messages to you through other people. And that may be something you're like, nope, you got to come to me directly. So if they are like talking about your kisses and intimacy, they're trying to like take a lot of the intensity out of it, but the way they're doing it, it doesn't feel like it's really that private or that exclusive. King of Swords. I got the Five of Cups here at the bottom. They want to apologize, but they're being stubborn. The Page of Wands with the King of Swords, though, it is a vision. I feel like this person does see a future with you. They're just probably lacking some sort of plan. And that's what they could be working on. They're like, I got to get back to group 3. I got to make it work with group 3. I got to talk to group 3. So, it's almost like they're realizing, and I feel like this exact same combo came through in another group, so it can be like in the collective, but it's almost like they're realizing, I got to put that excitement out there. I got to say it. I got to talk about group 3, how, our kisses make me feel, how my soul feels when I'm with group 3. They've been trying to avoid that possibly, or they've been somewhat disconnected. The King of Swords is not the most romantic. They're not the most attentive in a relationship. And so if they're trying to be in a relationship with you like this, they're making small gestures to try to be more romantic or try to be more sensitive or more emotional. But I am getting this realization, this clarity. I gotta do more. So they could want to say that. I know I gotta do more. All right, your smile lights me up. So yeah, I mean, I feel like you bring a lot of joy to their life. They could be really stiff and dry right now if you're not talking to them, or if it's very minimal contact. The Five of Swords, yeah. Also, they're kind of petty. They don't want nobody else to have you. They're not really showing up yet the way that you could need them to, but their message is like, you know, kind of destructive. Also, you know, don't make me fight nobody. You know, it's kind of like that. They want you all to themselves, but the way they're going about it, it's not consistent. It's also a little harsh, their approach. So these Cups energies, where they're definitely feeling something very emotional and feeling towards you, the approach feels like it's more in these Swords energies. You guys literally have like mainly Cups and Swords. So strong air, water energy, Capricorn with the King of Swords, but also Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They're trying to rationalize with you, but they're also kind of petty. It's like they want you, they want access to you. King of Wands. So they're a mix of a King of Wands and a King of Swords. Somebody who's definitely wanting that attention. But they do, it's like the things that they do to get it, you know, they're very ambitious. They're very, it's mine sort of mentality. So if they want you, they're definitely gonna, like, they feel like they know they're gonna have you, or they know they're gonna get you, but it also feels a lot like they need to rethink their approach, because something about this energy feels like it's very domineering, you know, and some of you may like that, but we have Leo energy here, Aries, Sagittarius. They want you for sure, and they don't want nobody else to have you. But it's kind of like they're going, don't I look good? You know, don't you want to be with me because I look good? It's like something really surface, or something really, they're having a hard time breaking the ice with you. I will say that. Okay, so in the extended, I'm going to take a deeper look at this person's messages. I'm going to take a look at their shadow messages with the In the Shadows Oracle. What wouldn't they dare say to you right now, but they really want to? You are not a part of my plan, okay? They wouldn't dare say it. I'm going to clarify why that showed up, but yeah, there's something about this person. We'll see. Also, more messages from them in their own words. Your silence feels safer to me. I don't want to get hurt again. They don't want to admit that you've broken their heart. They don't want to admit that they're soft for you, is what I'm picking up. So I am going to grab more of the In the Shadows for what they wouldn't dare say to you right now, but they want to. Also, more messages from them in their own words. I'm also going to take a look at what they want to talk about when it comes to your relationship, or their messages to you about y'all's relationship. I'll also take a look at what they want to hear from you at this time, group 3, and I'll grab some advice for you. So group 3, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you to those of you that subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you. If you are interested in exclusive content, there is more. Make sure you check out my Patreon, my Instagram. Those links are in the description box. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, also check out the link in the description box. And I am taking this to the extended right now.